What I find really a bit unsettling, really, is that freedom or like liberty, I think they're practically synonyms. But those ideas are conflated quite often with democracy. I think, if you have democracy, you're free. If you're not democratic, you're not free, right? They're mutually inclusive, I suppose you could say. And that's not necessarily true, right? Because, you're certainly not free on an individual level, right? I mean, in theory, right, the electoral majority, is free in the sense that, they can do as they wish, very collectively speaking, but the individual's certainly not free. What are you eating? God, don't eat it. So the individual is definitely not free, right? 50% of people could vote to, for anything in theory. You say, but you have constitutions that stop that. Well, in the UK you don't. In the US, yes, you do. But remember, the constitution can be changed. If you have enough of the houses, like of the Senate and the House of Representatives and the President, you can vote and change that constitution anyway. And even if you have a simple majority of politicians who are against it, and people, how are you going to stop that, right? And you say, it's the will of the people. That doesn't really mean much. Like, very abstractly, you can say it collectively means that, most people want that, but, that doesn't, 49% of people would be screwed. And so that's one problem with it. Another problem is that, most forms of democracy are representative democracy, right? So you elect people who are given power in theory, on your behalf. For 2 in House of Representatives, 6 in the Senate, 4 years as President, 5 years the UK Prime Minister, MPs, blah blah, and loads of differences in other countries. And what you get with that, unfortunately, is they can do what they want basically as soon as they get in there, pretty much, unless they'll get a no confidence vote. But if they're all working together, they're not going to vote against it. And that's what we've seen in the UK, especially right now. He voted Boris. He's going to be a classical liberal kind of thing, and he's got everyone locked down. The rest of the story. And in the US, you're seeing it with Republicans, rhinos, as they're called, Republicans in name only, who seem to be throwing Trump under the bus. People like Brian Kemp in Georgia, which is surprising because he seemed a very passionately pro-Trump and that. And I think he is starting to get involved now. I think he did ask for a signature audit, which is good, but I know it's a bit late now, isn't it? He should have done that a few weeks ago. And people like John McCain, Mitt Romney, I mean, they endorsed Biden, for fuck's sake. Why didn't he just call himself a Democrat? I'm not saying Republicans are right about everything. I don't identify with any party in any country, but the point is that they're given this huge amount of trust, and they break it a lot, and but people just seem to put up with it. Like a lot of people, like people like me, probably people like you, will say, this guy's doing, the Tories, Republicans have betrayed us. We're not voting for them again. We're going to vote for someone else, third party or whatever. But majority of people, unfortunately, they'll just go vote red, vote blue. That's about it. They won't, they won't pay attention to the nuances of it, what they're actually voting for. And and then no one's gonna, complain about it because it's like, I got to vote. I'm free. It's like, no, you're not free. You're basically asking permission for who to be ruled by, right? That's what it is. So democracy is not liberty. And we can see that this year, especially that. I mean, it's been apparent for a while now. Democracy is not the same as liberty. And I'm not saying democracy is necessarily bad. I think it can be good for a lot of things, but to rely on it to call yourself free, that doesn't work out. So don't get complacent with democracy, basically, guys.